Hi, everybody. I'm just checking in. I can barely keep my eyes open. This supermoon energy is seriously, yes, I'll say seriously again, is affecting me. And I'm thinking that I'm sure it's affecting many of you out there too. I haven't gone live for a long time. I can't even remember when last I was live. Whoever chooses to join, great. If not, this is going to go out there in any case, and then I enjoy my own company. So I'm just checking in. How are you all? We've recently come back from the States. I love America. Love it. We went to California, and we started in Los Angeles, and my husband and I went up the West Coast for a beautiful wedding. I officiated at a wedding, and it was just magical, and ended off in Las Vegas. Guys, you live in a incredibly obviously I got to see one little bit of America, but I was so amazed as to how peaceful everybody feels. You might not be feeling that at this moment in time, but it was just really easy. And for me, coming from a South African background, I have a comparison of living in a big city, and Los Angeles was pretty chilled. Didn't enjoy a lot of the homeless people. It really pulls at my heartstring. But still, I just love America, and I love Americans. You guys are so welcoming, so easy to speak to, and I just felt very humbled and blessed. So thank you for having me in your country. So moving forward, how are you all feeling with the supermoon? I can see that and sense that there's a lot of change that's up on the horizon at the moment. And I thought I'll quickly share a message with you that I had channeled from the Council of Eight. For those of you who don't know the Council of Eight, they're angelic beings of light and ascended masters who have once walked the earth plains. They are here to help humanity. They're here to share messages that are truthful, healing, and they are here to help us remember that we are love, that we are compassion. And when there is a supermoon, for those of you who are connected to the energy of the moon, it will bring up perhaps some old emotions that you are not recognizing or realizing or thinking that you have resolved. And I sat and I thought, okay, what can I share that would perhaps help, and I know that when I'm feeling something, there might be one other person out there. And my learning is that if we help one other person or share something that resonates with one of you out there, then there's a beautiful ripple effect of change. And this is what I sat, and I couldn't write as quick as what they were sharing the messages, as normally I obviously talk in our channel. But I'd like to share with you, this is on my channel as well. This is what they wrote today. Beloved humans, you are all in an undertaking of different emotions. Some emotions that have been dormant for a very long time. Many of you that have not remembered your childhood will start to have glimpses of what you have held onto. Please do not, and they're spelled not, K-N-O-T. And yes, we are using the words do not. Keep yourselves in a wonderful slip knot of being still. When a knot is pulled really tightly, it is really tough to untie it unless you have patience with it. The supermoon is teaching us to have all patience. So if someone pulls in front of you at a parking lot, bless them with the parking. It's like, really, guys, do you know what we live with in the 3D world? I sometimes can laugh because I'm like, yep, I don't know how to bless those people that have stolen my parking. Anyway, I digress. Then thank yourself for allowing the flow. Nothing or no one is ever at fault. The fault lines, which we in New Zealand live on a fault line, the ring of fire is bubbling and waiting to expose many of the volcanoes that have been dormant. Humans are holding on to their anger, and we ask you all to release the anger through your breath. Very important. I've met quite a few people in different spiritual groups, just people who are on their journeys, and a lot of times there's this belief system that being in a space of a different awareness, a different consciousness, which even sounds a little bit egotistical to me, but I'm not wanting to share any ego that's coming through right now, which even doesn't make sense to me. It's more the fact that how do we stay in our hearts? And I've learned with working with humans that we don't think we're allowed to release the anger. Remember, guys, we are light. We are superhuman, yet we are here to live and walk and talk a human journey. And this is why we've chosen this meat suit. Often people go, oh, well, this is an illusion. I say, yeah, perhaps it's an illusion. But if I pinch you right now, you're going to freaking feel it unless you're completely numb or you have a high pain threshold. I wish I did. But we're here to feel. And that's part of letting go of the anger. A lot of people do not think that we can let go of our anger. Breath work is a perfect example. I often, when I have clients, welcome, I've got a massive big pillow and I put on some music and I say, come on, let's punch, let's get rid of the anger. And they go, but I'm not angry. And I say, but there's somewhere inside of us, we carry old anger. That's where the intergenerational trauma comes into it. It might be your mothers, it might be your fathers. And sometimes we numb ourselves to actually allowing ourselves to feel the anger of letting go. So I hope this makes sense, because often, and I really and truly mean this, often I've met people that are on their own different journeys, and they say, well, I can't be angry, because that's not love, that's not being in our light body. And I'm like, okay, so what's happening to your body? Because there may be a physical ailment. There might be something that you're carrying, resentment towards an ex-partner, resentment towards yourself for shutting down, for numbing yourself, for not having a voice. There are so many interconnections in who we are as a human being. So again, if you're not wanting to verbalize anger, I highly recommend breath work, or taking a pillow, setting your timer for 2 minutes, putting on some good strong music, and just slowly, as long as you don't hurt yourself, just slowly breathe and just punch the pillow and allow yourself the expression, and you'll be amazed as to the emotion that comes with that afterwards. 2 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but it's sorry, it's flippin' long when you are really working with emotion and working with someone that you are angry at. Okay, now I've been questioned about this before, where somebody said, okay, Mish, but we can't verbalize to that person, because yes, in the connection of oneness, we are then connecting with that energy. And I sat with it and I thought, that's true, okay, for that person. For me, I've carried a lot of anger. I've had a lot of anger. My body was showing me through many different ways that I was just holding. So just think of it as contraction and expansion. Whether we label the emotion, it's something that we express. Underneath anger lies deep, deep sadness. True deep sadness that we carry. And sometimes we're not even aware of the grief that we carry. So I thought about what that person said, and then I thought, okay, that makes sense. Yet for me, what makes sense is I'm wanting to expand. I'm not wanting to hold on to that emotion. And I say it's anger, and sometimes it is. Sometimes it's the deep sadness that is so layered underneath the anger. Even the numbness. The numbness can be something where you've grown up with family and there's been a lot of fighting. So as a child, we suppress because we've seen anger, and then we are not allowing ourselves to be confrontational. And confrontational can again make us shut down. Again, it's just think of contraction and expansion. So how are you wanting to rid yourself of whatever emotion, frustration, greed, jealousy, competition? They're all lower vibrational emotions. I often think that our English language can really limit us. Let me give an example. When I was in America, oh, damn it, hold on, I've got to think about it now. When I was in America, I said a word that I would say it in British English, okay? So growing up in Zimbabwe and South Africa, we learned British English. Then there's American English. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Because it's an English language that I think can really hold us back a lot of the times. And I think I said something like granite, and this person said, well, it's granite. And I said, well, it's spelt the same, but we hear differently. So where I'm going with this is, how do we allow ourselves to express? Because again, when there's an emotion, and this supermoon is bringing heightened emotions, it might bring a little bit of this discombobulation, this energy of like, oh, why am I all of a sudden feeling something? Now, when we express to ourselves, well, this is the emotion. How am I feeling? How am I feeling? And when we allow the emotion passes through us. So whether it be through breath work, whether it be through you going to the gym, whether it be through walking, often again to come to the person that you may be angry with, somebody that might have shut you down, somebody that might have spoken over you, somebody that might have not heard you in the way that you wanted to, somebody that pulled in front of the parking, or took your parking away, like the Council of Eight had mentioned. There's an emotion. Again, there's contraction and expansion. It might just be like a ah. And when we have that emotion, it releases us. It sets us free. Okay, so that's just a little side note for those of you who are scared of releasing the emotion. Again, I highly, highly, highly recommend just find breath work on YouTube. Find something or someone that you trust and align with that can help you to express. I know that when I'm helping clients, I say to them, okay, guys, there's somebody that you're angry with, your father, your mother, your sibling, and I'm going to help you to express. And you may not like the words that I'm going to share, but it's about getting it out the body. So the supermoon brings up, remember, if you're aligning with the different frequencies and the different planets, which a lot of us are, just trust in your journey. Trust yourselves, okay? You might be here right now listening to what I'm sharing. Take on what resonates, and what doesn't resonate, say, Mish, this doesn't resonate with me. No problem. I'm not here to change anyone. I'm here to walk with you on your journey, to show up as best as I can, to reteach ourselves, you and me, how to love, how to be compassionate, how to be kind. As we know sufferings in humanity, how can we be kind to ourselves and be kind to others? So just a little side note. So this is going back to the fault lines of what the information is. The ring of fire is bubbling and waiting to expose many of the volcanoes that have been dormant. Humans are holding on to their anger, and we ask you all to release their anger through your breath. Many are holding their breath, waiting for something to crack open, to bring the changes that are here and have already been written in the stars. The galactic teams have been witnessing the changes that are happening on your earth planes. Hold tight, breathe, walk, and we ask you as best as you can, hold a tree and thank your natural habitat and environments for giving and gifting you. Thank your water, thank your breath, thank your water, thank your breath, thank your waters. They are bringing changes, and many other planets will be showing you that right now it's time for the upheaval of the old and for the new energy. We thank you, we love you, we know you. Namaste. That's the Council of Eight. So I hope this message helps in some small way. Remember, it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect of change. And I know that we can get so caught up in numbers and, subscribers and who's watching. And it's always, 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 in all ways, how are you? How are you guys? How am I helping in some small way? Sometimes, it's a ripple of life, and sometimes it's just showing up as best as we can in the moment, because there are so many moments of change happening. Now, for me, I'm very connected to the moon's energy. Not only this one, it's part of my alignment with my astrology, but my ears zing hugely, hugely. I have to ask her to just like, and I have to ground myself, like not ground, sorry, ground myself. I really have to just go and take my shoes off, go and be on the beach, and just kind of just fine tune. When I go to sleep at night, I say, okay, just bring me back. Remember, our souls are interconnected. Our souls are large. They are so vast. That is the connection of oneness. So to end off today, I want to thank you for all of you that are here. I want to thank you for showing up for yourself. And I am so, so so incredibly amazed as to how so many humans are seeking, diving deep into who they are. So honor yourselves, guys. Look in the mirror and say, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the changes that we are bringing. That is part of this vibration, this new energy that we're stepping into. You know, they talk about the age of Aquarius. Well, we're in it. How much more love can we share? And we've got to dive deep sometimes. So when these supermoons are bringing up these old emotions, just ask, is this mine? If it feels uncomfortable, breathe out the anger. That's as simple as what it is. So I'm grateful for all of you that are here right now. And I'm going to go and find a tree. My husband, I got him to hug a tree in Yosemite. That rhymes. But I've got a photo. And he's like, what is it with you people who hug trees? But I got him to hug a tree, which was so great. And he just felt the calmness of it. Remember, that's what nature does for us. So from my heart to all of you, remember, love is why we are here, and we're showing up even more and more and more and more so. And everything's starting to be exposed. The veil is thin. It is super, super, super thin. So hang in there. If you need to find a knot, like the Council of Eight say, make a knot somewhere and hold on tight. We have got the ripple effects of change happening. And to end off, I have the most beautiful cards that were gifted to me in the United States, and they are called Liquid Crystal Oracle. And this is by Justin, I hope I say his name correctly, Moikiha Asa. And I pulled the emerald card, and it says spiritual healing. So as you can see, there's codes. I love these cards. You literally hold them and you can feel the liquid crystals. But I'm going to quickly read what the meaning is of what this is, because when I was shuffling them before I came on, I thought, please give me a message for humanity. And interesting enough, it's green. So my head immediately goes to heart chakra. And hold on, there we go. Okay, emerald is a beautiful green gemstone which varies in clarity from transparent to opaque, the more prized pieces being transparent. She's an old world stone, mentioned in many of the world's major religions, prized as a jewel, an important part of the ancient channeling breastplate. She's been in service for a long time and is on her way out of manifestation as a physical crystal on the earth. As this is profound. I haven't read this message, by the way. As the new children of light are being born into physicality, a new spiritual healer is needed, a crystal from their world. Such a crystal is Moldavite, called from the stars by Emerald to serve the children of Earth on their journey in physicality. Moldavite will be the new Emerald, taking up the role of spiritual healing when Emerald ascends. Your healing journey today. If Emerald has come to you today, it is time to bring your spirit close and listen. You are in need of love. The time for healing has come. Go inward and leave no stone unturned. At this time in your life, truth is your best friend. Channel all your experiences through the heart. If it is not unconditional, it should be discarded. Emerald also reminds us that what we are facing in life is a lesson, just a stepping stone into understanding and back to your infinite self. I love this. When you are right within, your outer world will follow. Money is not abundance, love is. Be the love, the money will come where it's needed. New guidance may be waiting for your recognition. The spirit of dolphin is with you. Go to the ocean and listen through your heart. And if you don't have an ocean close by, just put something on YouTube. Let each breaking wave pass through and heal you. Affirmation: in truth, love, and peace, I am healed. And isn't that truth? Isn't that space of grace, a space of grace? And this is where we show up for one another. This is where we can show up not only for ourselves, but in truth. When we are kind to someone, acknowledge your barista. Look at the person who's working at the counter at the delicatessen and thank them, connect with them. If you're at the supermarket, look at someone. We know that they may 100 times a day say, hey, how are you doing today? Look at them and say, thank you. Thank you for saying that over and over again. How are you doing today? That's connection, guys. Walk past someone and say, hi, how you doing? If they don't greet you back, that's okay. You may never know by smiling at someone, by really connecting heart to heart, what changes you may bring to you. And by bringing the changes to you, you bring it to someone else, and that creates the ripple. So thank you from my heart to all of you for being here. And may we navigate the supermoon. And I really and truly I know, like my husband looked at me today and he's like, what's going on with you? I'm like, I don't know. And then I realized it's the full moon, not knowing it was a supermoon, but I was a bit ratty. And he's like, do you need to go for a walk? And I said, maybe at some stage. But it is a learning. It's a learning to allow those emotions to be expressive and to learn to just let it go. It's never personal. From my heart to all of you, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. And we'll see you until next time. See you guys. Take care. And I now need to figure out how to get off. Oh, end stream. Have a beautiful day. Love you all. Bye.